episode 36. Welcome to the podcast. It's not episode 36, it's episode 36 and a half, I guess, because we already recorded an entire episode on our day off, on our day on from work. Yeah, we worked like 11 hours and then came home, tried to film a podcast at 9 o'clock at night. The system overloaded, and then we had to do an update, took like 30 minutes, then we record again and completely record without the microphones. So it was, yeah, it like bypassed the interface, which the interface is what makes this sound so good, and the high-tech microphones.
It makes it sound
so good at being good. But it like started recording with the computer mic instead of the microphones. So it sounded like dog shit. Half the podcast sounded great. Half the podcast sounded like dog shit. And also because it timed out in the middle of us speaking, we had to tell stories, like 2 different stories twice. And it took the whole fucking wind out of our sails. And like even the story, like when we were trying to tell it the second time because we realized it hadn't been recording, we were like, this is gonna ruin it. It literally, and with the most funny part I think about the entire thing is we're talking about everything in society being fake now. Yeah. And now we're having to fake these reactions. Like we didn't just tell the story 1 second ago and it was so disingenuous. Yeah. And we're like, you can tell. So we're just like tanked. And but like, we did. The reason why we were talking about things being fake is because we were getting our nails done and Tree was like, she was laughing about me getting a massage. Because basically in a nutshell, I look up this nail salon. It's rated 5 stars nearly, and we last minute want to get our nails done. And I said to Mo, I was like, you might get me too'd. and I was like, there was this weird review that said like, oh, I was having a great time getting my nails done until I felt this lady's hands on my neck. Yeah, and then. You know what? She started massaging me. It felt great. 5 stars. My nails look amazing. The massage felt good, so I liked it. And I was like, that's a little, it's weird. Like a weird review. For me, like, I said this the last time we recorded, and I'll say it again. It just reminds me of, like, when you kind of, like, when you're with a guy and he's, like, kind of, like, I don't know, pressuring you to have sex and you're like, I don't really want to. And the whole thing feels weird. And then like, by the time you get going, you're like, all right, the sex feels all right. So I guess it's okay. Like that is, I was like, so it's like coercion, right? Like basically. Literally in court, you could prove that like coercion at the very least. Yeah. So we go to the nail salon and the lady like, you know, to my amazement, because I literally did not believe the review. I was like, there's no way it's happening. Once we were there, I was like, it's not happening. Yeah. Until I saw it happen to somebody and I was like, oh, good God, I hope she doesn't do that to me. Oh, she did it to somebody else? Yeah. I saw it happen. You must have been in your own little world. Dude. I was like, she's definitely going to do it now. Like, I'm going to get me too'd and I don't have a say. Like, I guess I could be like, don't do that. But like, once you're in it, I guess. So like, she starts doing it and Tree is like, at the other table getting her nails done and she can't hold it together because I'm looking at her making a face because we're like, it's happening. You know, the review that we thought wasn't going to happen. She literally was looking at me like, save me. And I was like, dude, I'm literally dying because she's not fixing her face. But you know what? It does feel good. Like the review wasn't wrong. Like in the beginning, I was apprehensive. And then once it kept going, I was like, I guess I have to embrace it now because it does feel good. Yeah. So I'm like looking at her like accept it. So I'm like, all right, it's becoming less funny until she started burping her like a baby. She's like whacking her back with both hands. Yeah. And I was like, dude, if she was choking, she'd be good. Yeah. Like, but anyway, I'm still laughing. And the lady, my nail tech is like, you're laughing at me. And I was like, no, I'm not. And she was like, well, you're laughing because I keep dropping the gems. And I was like, no, I'm laughing at my sister. I'm like, how is nobody finding this hysterical? Like this is normal. It's very normal for them, I guess. Like they're all just thinking that that's par for the course. When you work there, you're like, you're gonna start massaging people out of the blue, even though this is a nail salon. But I guess it's a spa. It's a nail salon. I think that maybe you should disclose like nail like the what's it called?
Happy
manicures.
No, nails done after you get a happy ending.
Comes with neck massage, or disclose it at least.
Yeah,
something. But anyway, I'm like start laughing at the thought of them doing it to me. So I started watching America's Funniest Home Videos, and that's how we got on the topic of everything being fake.
Because America's Home Videos is not America's Home Videos anymore. It's not like
they're not funny. Like, I was fake laughing at that because I was laughing like a schizophrenic about possibly getting Me Too'd at this.
And you're laughing at the screen of like the most ridiculous. It's almost like reenactments of funny things. It's not candid videos that were caught on camera like legitimately or like perchance. It's just like literally people acting out fake scenarios that would be funny if they were real. And then you're like, huh, this is weird.
Yep. And I don't know how we fix it.
We can't. Yeah, and we're talking about how everything's fake. So we went to see Hilary Duff, and she was great.
Oh, yeah, she was great.
The show was great, you know. I will say that everybody, like, dressed right. The millennials showed up. We showed up. Like,
we showed up and awesome. We showed out.
And we showed out.
We're all singing.
I didn't feel weird. Like we were scantily clad. I didn't feel weird because all the other girls in their 30s were, you know, they knew the assignment.
They understood what was happening.
I was like, good.
Rainbow colors, glitter,
gays everywhere. We love it. And so it was amazing. It was good. You know, she did some deep cuts. It was fun. But like the craziest part was she was talking about experiencing Philly, and she was talking about like, oh, I gotta go to, you know, she brought up cheesesteaks. She drank a citywide and stuff. But when she got on the subject of cheesesteaks, they were like, some lady is like gobbling like a turkey in the background while someone's trying to explain
Chickies and Pete's
to Hilary Duff.
I don't think they're even that famous for their cheesesteaks.
I didn't know that. I thought
it was like their fries.
I thought it was like the big ones that are like in, I guess that's like South Philly, like the two big ones where it's like Geno's and somebody else. They're like in a corner, like on South Philly, in South Philly. I think it's South Philly.
It's not Chickies and Pete's is a chain that has like Old Bay fries.
Yeah, but anyway, this girl's fangirling about Chickies and Pete's, but she can't even get it out. She's trying to explain it to Hilary Duff, and Hilary Duff's she's fighting for her life to listen, but somebody's cackling in the background, like screaming, trying to get her attention about something else. And she, like, you can tell she's like, oh, well, just say it into the microphone because, like, nobody can hear what's going on. They're so confused. And this lady is like, well, I guess she's like our age. I'm saying lady. Makes her sound like she's old, but she's like, I had extra VIP pit tickets to this concert, and I gave them away to somebody that was outside asking for free tickets.
The bitch was panhandling. She had literally like a sign, like a homeless person, cut out a piece of cardboard that said "need tickets."
Yeah, but the craziest part is like you have a cardboard sign that says in like, you know, marker free need tickets, you know, standing outside of a Hilary Duff concert, dressed in all Phillies attire, like a Phillies like outfit, Phillies hat. That shit's fucking expensive. Like you can afford. Maybe she probably came from the Phillies game.
I'm thinking that she thought she was going to get last minute tickets and didn't. So she was like free tickets. But I also think it's bullshit.
Also think it's a fake story. I think it's fucking fake. Why would you? She was in the pit
with the
still holding the fucking sign. Who does that? If as soon as I got the free tickets, I would throw the fucking sign in the trash and just enjoy the concert. But she's holding it and still kind of doing like the wiggling,
but holding like need tickets. It's like spare change, man.
Yeah, but she's in the pit, like with her free ticket sign, just so she could have, like, I guess, like a TikTok moment.
And it was they're like hugging and like touching chins and stuff. It's like it couldn't be me with a stranger. Like even if I gave them the free tickets, I'm not rubbing elbows with them like purposefully. We literally got crop dusted.
Friends.
We got crop dusted by the people next to us.
That was fucked up.
And for one thing, we understand close proximity. You might let one out. This was literally as
she was walking
right
by.
In front of us.
Farted in my face. Like in my...
farted in Mo's drink.
Yeah, farted in my drink. Somehow blew the lid off. I'm like, now there's farts. There's fart particles in my drink now.
Mo's like, where's the lid? I'm like, I think the crop dust like kind of like
wafted it away.
Yeah, so that was gone. But like, yeah, you can fart. I have no problem with it. I would have been a victim of it regardless.
I would have apologized
because
at
I was
least.
sitting right next to them.
No apology.
But that was in my that was basically in my mouth. And I'm like, you could have waited till you got to the seat.
She damn near blew the lid off my drink.
And I know it's possible because I have IBS and I be holding them for like an entire work shift.
But this is
it's
the
not
thing
good for you.
This is the thing for me, and maybe I'm being like extra, but like if I know I'm gonna fart at a concert, you be damned. I'm farting right in the aisle before I get into like where my butt's in front of people. Like you know when a fart's coming.
You know how I know how to position it, you know?
And squash it down. Sit in your seat, hold it in, clench. You don't just let it loose while you're walking by people and going, sorry, we're late. They were late too.
Yeah.
Farted in my face at the opening song. It was Wake Up, one of her biggest hits. And we're trying to enjoy it. I'm like, she just sabotaged the opening song for me because all I do is that fart woke me up. I was like, I'm awake.
Dude.
Oh my God.
It was
But
wild.
the panhandling pissed me off. And I'm convinced that they were best friends and just kind of like, I
Yeah,
don't
the
know.
way they were touching wasn't stranger vibes. It was the point. We got on a tangent about farts. But,
A fart tangent.
but I'm just saying, like, they definitely were like BFFs.
Yeah, but it was weird because we filmed the whole podcast on Sunday night and we realized it was trash, and it was a very somber moment for us where we're like, we had to throw this whole thing away and we had to film a whole new podcast and come up with whole new material. And how are we going to do that? And then Hayden Panettiere, like moments after we stopped filming the podcast, they announced that she died,
No,
which
it was,
is R.I.P.
devastating.
And I don't know why it's hitting me so hard. I think it's because she's in our age group.
Yeah,
She was the little girl in Remember the Titans. I watched her in
Ice
Heroes.
She was in Ice Princesses with Michelle Trachtenberg. R.I.P. to both of them.
Oh yeah, I forgot that she was in that. But yeah, which is just like it's fucking crazy. But like as things more like unfold, like I started looking into. I guess at the time, they said that her ex-boyfriend was there. Brian Hickerson or something.
Mm-hmm.
And it was funny because I listened to this interview with Hayden Panettiere probably, I want to say like a month ago, just on a whim. Like I was like, let me just listen to what she has to say on the Alex Preddy one.
Mm-hmm.
And she was talking about her book, and she was talking about, physical abuse and how her boyfriend was physically abusive. I didn't know it was this guy that's like resurfacing.
Well, I saw a video of him when her book came out, and he was like, you could tell this guy's on massive drugs, and like half his face doesn't even move. I don't know if he's had like a stroke from the drug use.
But I don't know if it's the southern accent that's making it like, yeah.
No, it literally doesn't move though. I mean,
Yeah.
a little bit.
Could he have the
Bell's
Bell's palsy? Maybe. But so I'm listening to the interview though, and she's talking about abuse, and she's talking about how she would never, she's glad that she's out of it, and she's been trying to get away from this guy for a really, really long time. And it was really just sad to hear that he was there the day that she died, because I was like, God.
When Mo told me,
damn.
I was like, you're not talking about the guy like that looks like he had a stroke, are you? And she was like, what are you talking about? I'm like, her
Yeah.
ex. I
So
was like,
I
I don't know his name. Like, I don't know. Like, I've never even heard of this guy.
I have no
before.
idea what she's talking about. So I look up an old interview that she was talking about where he says she's like a Sunday morning or something. And this man is like, they're talking about, it was so bizarre. But it's like him talking about Hayden Panettiere's book, because she wrote a novel or a memoir about her life. And they're talking to him about the physical abuse that he put her through. And he's acting like, I want to say like he's like downplaying it, but he also looks like he doesn't have two brain cells to rub together. So I'm like, maybe that's making it worse. But he's like, oh, maybe if somebody told me what domestic violence was, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, but
Excuse
also
me?
like I don't know if in that interview he's drunk or high or something, but
He's definitely giving
he's
on
giving
drugs.
some things off, and I don't know if it's because of the past drug use or if it's current,
like burnout or something.
But I think that if you were strung out, you would probably be like, yeah, she wrote a book. It is what it fucking is.
And then he's like candidly telling a story about, he's like, I remember holding my phone and being like, you got 10 seconds to run away before I chuck this at you. And he's smiling. He's like, yeah, I did that shit. You think I'm the only one? You don't think other people do this shit? And he's smiling, grinning from ear to ear in the capacity that he can because one side of his face is numb.
Yeah.
But just a shit-eating grin talking about beating the shit out of his girlfriend. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And then the interviewer's just acting all nonchalant. I'd be like, are you drunk currently? What's going on? And like, what do you mean taught you about domestic violence? You don't know when you're beating the shit out of another human being? It's fucked up. Dude. And I'm just very upset that he was there.
I just remember
she died because
I just remember in the interview because I didn't really remember all that. Maybe I got like a biased clip that was just showing him talk about how he really thought she was special, and then
Sunday morning
he was saying they're like, "Oh, would you want to reconcile with her?" And he was like, "I mean, I don't think we should," because he's basically saying he's toxic to her and he's not good to her and she deserves better.
Yeah, but the only thing that kind of weirded me out is like they're like, oh, sources are saying they might have been dating the whole time in secret. Whatever. I don't know if I believe that. Like when people say sources say this, I'm like, I don't know what I believe. I believe that you can go back to an abuser. I believe that that's definitely a thing that happens. But the thing that happened when like we got the news that she died, I immediately got weirded out. And I don't know if it's like the Epstein shit and like the government freaking me out, but that's just how we are lately. That's the world we live in. So like,
my mind's a little rotted from social media.
Exactly. Like my mind's a little rotted. So when that happened, I was like thinking of the Alex Preddy video and I was like, she just came out saying that like a big like Hollywood star that, you know, like a well-known Hollywood star, like basically like trapped her on a boat and was trying to like solicit sex from her. And I was like, wow, it's so weird that she's like dead now, that because like I'm just hearing about this weird shit that she was going through, you know, when she was like 17 years old. So I was like, you think she was killed? Which I don't want to go there. Allegedly,
yeah. Yeah, and I think like there's a mixture of that. Like there's probably something shady to. There could be something shady. I don't want to say probably. There could be something shady to it with just the ex-boyfriend being present. I think like I automatically was like an overdose. Oh, she relapsed. She's hanging out with this clown. Right.
Yeah.
But then there is the other side of it where you're like, it is a little convenient that it happens after this memoir and she's talking bad about Hollywood figures. And no one was
also
named.
not really talking good about the boyfriend either. So it's like also a little bit weird that he somehow comes out of the woodwork and they're like, they haven't really been talking or seen together. And now they're suddenly seen together and something happens. But his brother was there. That's the only thing that's also weirding me out. I'm like, what are you doing hanging out with your brother? I mean, I guess if you're close knit, you could be like, I'm going to go see my girlfriend, want to come with? And I don't know.
I don't even want to venture to guess what's going on there.
I don't know. I don't want to say anything bad. Maybe they're just hanging out. Maybe they were partying. Maybe they were having a good time. I'm like, it's just sad. The whole thing's sad regardless. But it is a little bit. Yeah, did Hero fart?
Yeah, he did. Hero like just definitely crop dusted me.
Yeah.
And it's like really
just
strong.
knock the lid off your drink.
Is he sitting next?
He's right behind
Jesus
you. His
Christ.
butt is pointed at you like a weapon.
Dude.
Yeah, our dog's farts are lethal. We've talked about it before, I think.
I don't think it's ever happened on a podcast, but anyway.
I think it has actually. I think we had to cut it out because it like took up so much time to recover from it.
Anyway, we gotta move on. All right. So yeah, now people are coming out of the woodwork saying like, oh, maybe it was James Blunt. And mind you, James Blunt, like Nobody knows who the fuck that guy is.
That guy was around. He wasn't even on my radar.
Like, he hasn't been on anybody's radar since 20 years ago when he had a one-hit wonder.
You're beautiful, that's true.
Even though, to be honest...
Wait, didn't he have another one?
We sing that song every day.
Yeah,
beautiful.
We sing that song every day.
At work. Me and this one girl, we always say it, and I don't know why. It's like a stem or something. But, yeah, they were saying that he possibly could have been the guy on the yacht. And so we were trying to delve into the conspiracy, and we're like,
he could have been the guy on the yacht. He could have been. We don't know.
We don't really know. Not enough evidence to convict yet. But we're like, all right, what's James Blunt up to? And they said he had like a new song out called Taste Like Summer. And we're like, well, let's click his music video and see what this is about. Dude. What in God's name?
Nothing could have prepared me. Like, because I've only seen little clips, and I'm trying to explain this to Tree. I'm like, first off, he's in a boat.
No.
He has a man tied up with a bag over his head, and he's singing the chorus of his song. But in like a teaser clip, the guy goes, "Get away from me, you psychopath!" And he goes, "Come over here, you yummy little thing," or something like that. I'm like, what is this about? What's going on? Right?
So we watch it, and it's giving Epstein, like, right off the rip, like the fact that he's transporting this guy to an island. He's got a thing on his head to not see where he's going. Then he gets to the island, and they're like dancing and shit, like Stockholm Syndrome, I guess. I don't know what it's trying to signify. The lyrics are kind of creepy.
The lyrics are a little bit weird. I mean, like, let's just dissect. I think it says your skin tastes like summer.
Yep.
I'm losing control. And then my darkness explodes inside of your color, something like that. And I can't let it go or whatever. It's like a corny chorus, but like, it's catchy.
Yeah, it's kind of like we're saying it sound like school's out for summer, but it
like
doesn't.
A summer
like more
anthem.
like a 80s vibe around it. Like,
yeah, so I'm like, your skin tastes like summer. I'm losing control. My darkness explodes in all your color. I was like, it's, for me, when I'm listening to it, I'm like, it's giving like innocent thing is like, you know, he's
Predator man.
He's dark. He's dark. His darkness is going inside of all her color, which I'm like, I don't know if that's a sexual innuendo, but it felt like it.
Yeah.
And then he's saying your skin tastes like summer and I'm losing control. And I guess the other part of the lyrics is like, no one can save us. It's dangerous. There's no saving us. It's dangerous.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's kind of creeping me out the whole time. And then we get towards the end of the music video. He fucking eats the guy that he captured.
Dude, he literally, so it shows a menu and it says main course and it says you, and the prisoner's reading it, and he like winks at him or something. I'm like, oh, he's gonna like eat his dick or something. I thought.
Why did you think that though? I didn't know if it was just like, it was like, oh, maybe it means like main course, like they're gonna have sex. Like maybe he's gay. Maybe he's a closeted gay.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, being more crass about it.
Okay. Like, I don't know. So then I'm like, maybe he's just gay. And then it's the end is him cheersing a wine glass with a woman.
Yeah.
And then eating flesh off a plate. And I'm like, cannibalism? Why are we doing all that in the wake of everything that's going on?
And like, if you break it down, like, and actually think about it, like your skin tastes like summer.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, is this a summer activity that the elite,
like the cannibals
take part in? They eat people? There's no
I don't
way.
think it's just a summer activity. I think it's like being on an island, being on vacation, like tastes like summer as in like you like if you're vacationing in February and it's nice out,
yeah,
you feel like it's the summer. I think they're eating people all year round.
It sounds crazy. Like, it sounds like we're insane, but I'm like, why would you release a music video like that after all that's going on? And then especially after you're like, basically, I guess Hayden Panettiere wrote this book in May and people are like, it's probably James Blunt. All these internet sleuths are like, it's James Blunt that put her on a boat and held her hostage. And then he's holding a man hostage on the boat. So it's not a woman, but it's still a little on the nose. Like, it's a little weird.
I also think, like, in light of everything, like, imagine you're a celebrity, and it's the same thing with the Kevin Hart roast when they're making all the pedophile jokes and it's just like in your face, and you're like, I'm trying to think if I'm not a creep, if I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to do a creepy prisoner cannibal video. That'll really get him going, and I'm going to bring him to an island, and I'm going to eat the guy. Like, I just, like, is that, like, to me, that's not a person.
That's almost solidifying the fact that you're a creep, because I think a normal person would be like, let me get away from the rumors.
I don't think it would even cross your mind. I don't think it would be like, I don't think that would be on your radar to be like, let me dive into the Epstein
But
shit.
I'm like, is it like what we talked about with fucking Jared Leto? Like, oh, I got all these creep allegations, I'm going to lean in and have a cult. But then it turns out he is a creep.
Yeah, but that's
so
my
I'm like,
thing.
the ending result is whatever you're leaning into is true, usually.
The ending is creep.
Yeah.
But then it's like, also, what if it's, I was almost thinking of like a bigger picture of like, so you are in this weird, the Epstein shit came out, right? Hayden Panettiere, like, people are putting together that James Blunt is probably like a creep too.
Yeah.
And then he's like, all right, I'm in with the creeps now, maybe. And then maybe he's like, all right, I'm going to make a music video that's kind of controversial, that's going to speak to that. And then people are going to watch it because, not because Hayden Panettiere passed away, but that's kind of how it happened with us. And I'm like, is it like a ploy? Like, is
to
it
get
like
clicks?
And then also, like, isn't that kind of like hack?
Yeah.
Like, to be
that
like,
would
I'm gonna
be hack to be doing that, but I don't know if he's leaning in because he's actually a fucking creep.
You gotta be. But also, in the first verse, it says it's like I'm back to 2010, so he's got specifics. This is written about something and someone.
Yeah. And 2010's a long time ago.
That's
16 years ago.
16 years ago. Hayden Panettiere is 36.
She was 17.
Yeah, but
when it happened.
But 16 years ago, she'd be 20.
Yeah.
Right? Math?
She's 37.
36, I think, right?
It was right before her 37th birthday, I think. So she would have been 20.
I thought she was.
The math is
I thought she was
mathing.
19.
But he could be creeping on multiple women.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't have to be singing about her.
He could be eating a man. You know what I mean? That's what he's doing in the video. But I'm just saying, it's like, when you start using dates and shit, I'm a little like, oh, maybe he's talking about some personal experience he had.
But why is he eating
But
somebody?
it could be an innuendo.
Why cannibalism? I'm like, I'm trying to think, maybe there's some kind of, like, he's a songwriter. Maybe there's a different meaning that we're just not grasping. Maybe we're not artsy enough.
Yeah, right? You wouldn't understand because you don't know
don't know the fine arts. You wouldn't understand James
Speaking
Blunt.
of
just
fine arts.
just like we wouldn't understand how it is to be a woman.
Oh my God, bro. There was this, you gotta explain it because I barely know. What's her name?
ER Fight Master. Went on.
I don't even know if that's
Drew Afualo. I don't know how to say her name. I'm not on her radar. She's a podcaster. She had a podcast. She had ER Fight Master on her podcast.
I want to know how that name came about.
Yeah, that is a crazy name. But she is a trans woman. And listen, I'm an ally. If you're trans, cool. Whatever. You can do whatever you want. You can change your pronouns. I'll fucking call you he, she. I'll call you she, they, them. It doesn't matter. Like, I'll call you whatever you ask me to do. As long as it's not affecting me in the slightest, which 9 times out of 10 it fucking isn't, I'm cool. But ER Fight Master decided to go on this podcast and basically, like, I don't want to be insensitive, but she basically was explaining womanhood and what it is and how cis women don't understand womanhood the way that trans women appreciate womanhood, because
we're victims.
We're victims of womanhood, and it's really sad that we victimize ourselves because all we do is, like, I don't want to misconstrue what she said, but she basically was saying that trans people have a more beautiful outlook of womanhood because they, from the time, you know, that they were born, they were like, this is something I always wanted to be. This is a beautiful thing. This is a soft, fragile thing. And this is something that, you know, I appeal to and I can express myself. And it's like, I understand what she's saying it's a positive thing. And she's like, and cis women, which she's like, you know, she's already separating herself from women in general, which I thought that trans people didn't want to do that. But she's like, but cis women look at their, like, almost like we're victims of like, we're not treated equally. We're identify as people that have the capacity to be sexually assaulted. And like, we don't look at womanhood in the same light that trans people look at womanhood and embrace their femininity. And I'm sorry, what? Girl, what? Girl, what? And I don't even know how to wrap my head around this conversation because I'm like, you're saying a whole lot of fucking nothing because being a woman is not a concept. It's not a thought that we're having. It's not something that we think about and what we identify as. We're just living and we're in it. And we're taking statistics and we're like, women can't walk in the dark alone. Women, like, you know what I mean? Like, we're not like, oh my God, it's so hard to be a woman. I'm not even that type of lady. Like, maybe some people are like that.
Yeah, I think she's talking about a small percentage of women. Like,
and generalizing cis women.
She was saying, like, also cis women, when they act like this, they're not protecting the most sensitive category of women, transgender women.
Bitch, what?
And I'm like, dude, Mo was playing this for me, and I'm like, I can't even touch this with a 10-foot pole because, one, I'm going to say something fucked up by accident because I'm definitely an ally. I support what you guys are trying to do. But when you start talking out your ass, I got to like call.
When you start mansplaining womanhood to me, I kind of start to drop off a little bit. I'm going to be honest. Like, dude, I've been a woman my entire life. And yes, there are pros and cons that come with being a woman. But for someone who has not been a woman their entire life, and honestly, like, at what point is your perception of womanhood not correct because you are viewing it in a male lens your entire life? And then you become a woman, this idea of what a woman should be, because you're like, I want to be that. I want to be that. A woman is not a concept. A woman is a person with feelings that goes through things on a daily, regular basis. I almost think we're like trying to simplify what being a woman is. And it's just like, oh, there's a softness. And what are you talking about? Women aren't always soft either.
That's the thing that she was saying that
that's a masculine
women,
trait to put on what a woman is.
But she was saying transgender women are able to be more soft than actual women because of how they identify with it, which I thought was the craziest thing I've ever. I don't even know what that means. I can't even wrap my head around that.
Well, it's also
because I'm like, how soft you are, quote unquote, which is some like Andrew Tate shit. Like, I don't even subscribe to that. Like, yeah, you can be soft with people. It can apply, I feel like, to females and males. Yeah. You can be more soft and sensitive depending on who you're with if you're comfortable.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But then on the other flip side, in saying transgender women can be more soft, in what capacity? What do you she didn't even elaborate. That's the thing that was pissing me off.
Also,
she was saying a whole lot of nothing where I was like, okay, how are you more soft than a cis woman? Can you explain that? But she didn't.
No, I think that she's saying it in comparison to what she used to be, which was a man. Like, let's call it for what it is. She was a dude at one point and then was like, I want to be a woman, and has this false sense of women are soft and fragile. And now the other side of her, that's a woman, that her present self is way softer than what she was when she was. But I think it's it's almost like creating like a weird, like, it's weird.
Is it soft and fragile to be like, fuck the cis women that doesn't want a man in a dress in the bathroom. I got a bigger dick than she does, and she'll suck my dick. Whatever the fuck they were saying.
Drew was saying.
They were all saying crazy shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's not very ladylike.
And also, like, not for nothing, she showed up at this podcast with hairy fucking legs. The hairiest legs I've seen. I literally spent this morning fucking with an ingrown hair on my leg for 20 minutes trying to get it out. And I'm like, she has no idea what it's like to be a woman, because my fucking legs would be shaved. for that podcast.
For a podcast?
I know I'm going to catch a lot of
Dude,
heat for that.
I would
Some women
shave
don't
my-
shave their legs.
I would shave my big toe if I knew I was going to be online, like on a public forum.
No, we're gonna catch a lot of heat for that. But come on, man. I'm just being funny, you know, because like you're saying the most ridiculous, outrageous shit with a hairy fucking leg sticking out of your fucking sock.
Mansplaining, manspreading, and just like basically shitting on women.
Kind of shitting on women a little bit, but then at the end she was like, "I do love women. I love women." I was like, "Doesn't sound like it. Doesn't sound like it."
She doesn't like a certain type of women, and I think that there's a small percentage of the women that she's describing that are victims of their womanhood. I think they exist, and I think there are women that are like, oh, I don't want trans women in a bathroom because it's going to be a man in a dress that's going to rape me, which is absurd, I think.
Yeah, I think that's
I think it's crazy.
But also, isn't that MAGA? Is that cis women? I don't. Isn't this is like the other side of the spectrum?
yeah.
This is like bigotry on the next level.
I was like, these are the same people that are defending Erica Kirk. Like, it's not a lot. It's a very small number.
Yeah, and also when I was watching ER Fight Master say all this shit, I was like, she's also in a small group that's agreeing with this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she's mad at the cis women that are like, I'm gonna get raped by the trans people, but she's also in a very small group of the trans people that believe that cis women are against them and don't understand womanhood in the slightest,
And that they understood womanhood better than women. That's a small percentage of trans people.
that's the only reason
She
why
had a piping hot take. We'll say that.
I get irked by not understanding womanhood, especially like with I'm pro trans, like you can do whatever you want, but when you start to be like, I'm more of a woman than this cis woman next to me, I'm like,
Miss me with that shit.
miss me with that bullshit, because like, I'm sorry, are on a cycle every month? Do you have to deal with like, you know, the things that womanhood entailed? You have to worry about, you don't have to worry about being sexually assaulted, which we're not going to make that a talking point because God for fucking bid. But I'm like, it's just not, it's not the same. Like, I'm sorry, but your experience is not the same. And we can like say that it is. And I'm sure once eventually that you know, transition, you will go through some things that women go through, because you will be harassed. You have your own battles. Like, people are going to hate you just for existing as a trans person.
That's what I was going to say. Trans people have their own shit that they have to deal with. Why do they have to like minimize being a woman? Women can have their shit. Trans people have their shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine. We all got different crosses to bear.
Yeah. And it's it's fine. Just chill on the miss me with the fucking womanhood shit, man. Sorry. And I didn't mean to say man after that. It's just how I talk.
Yeah.
This is how I talk.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what else were we talking about besides that crazy bullshit?
I was trying to think of a transition. I was going to be like, speaking of hairy legs, the Jonas Brothers. Like, I don't know.
Dude.
We heard there's a Camp Rock 3, all right?
Which I didn't even know that was a thing that's coming to fruition, I guess, or it already happened.
It's out. You can see it. You can view it for your viewing pleasure. But
like on
the
Disney?
thing is, like, I don't know. My coworkers brought it up, and I was like, they're like, you got to watch it. You don't, because it's terrible. But they were like, you should, just for the plot. And I was like, I've never seen the first two.
Just wonder, like, are they going to camp at their advanced age?
Who knows?
Yeah. Guess we'll have to check it out, but I've never seen the first two.
Yeah, I was like, do I have to go back and watch the first two? And then my coworker was like, I'm just prefacing, like, I did go back and watch them, and like, yeah, they're iconic, but they're a little cringe.
But iconic, like we thought High School Musical was iconic. Like, that was our shit.
But I think it
point,
was.
to the point where
arguably it was.
to the point where Camp Rock came out, and I was like, no musical will fucking compare to High School Musical. So I'm not watching that shit. Miss me with that bullshit. I don't like the Jonas Brothers, right?
Yeah.
So like, I think High School Musical was iconic. Like, I like still think it's iconic. Stand by it. If somebody was like, yo, I'm having a High School Musical, like, fucking, you know, marathon at my house, I'd be like, sign me the fuck up. get my popcorn and my PJs, I'm going.
Yeah, and I'd be like, we're doing the dances.
Yeah, we're singing the songs, we're doing the dances. You know, Zanessa all the way, Team Zanessa. But then, you know, Camp Rock came out and I was like, no, I'm good. And now I see clips from the old movies and I'm like, I'm glad I missed it because it's cringe, man.
I've seen clips and I was like, so it is cringe.
I'm sure High School Musical is cringe, but I have an attachment to it. So
yeah, so that was like kind of where I was like, all right, well, I was like, I was like, well, I was a High School Musical fan, so Camp Rock was never on my radar, so I missed it. I was like, but isn't it cringe? And she's like, yeah. And she's like, the third one, though, is terrible, like actually horrible. And I was like, yeah, but when I go back and I watch High School Musical, I don't feel cringe.
I feel happy.
I was like, I'm actually going to recommend it for the movie club and torture you guys because this shit's iconic. And if you haven't experienced it, you're out of your minds. But she was like, yeah, the only thing that saves the new movie is the Jonas Brothers are amazing actors.
See, I never got that. I never understood that. Are they amazing?
I was like, I'm sorry, what?
Because I've seen the old clips and I'm like, I've never thought that they were. I think it was like really bad acting.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, okay, so you're telling me after years of not acting, of being on tour, they're not actors, correct? Am I missing something?
I don't think they're in movies
no
or
coaching
anything.
whatsoever. They just get thrown into this Camp Rock 3 movie and suddenly they're fucking Oscar nominee performances.
I think that people have a low bar when it comes to acting.
But
it's also like, remember,
I gotta see it.
Twilight came out.
I don't want to see it, but I gotta see it just because she said they're amazing at acting.
Around the same time, Twilight came out, right?
Yeah.
And like Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart, I thought were butt actors.
Terrible.
I was like, they're literally terrible. They're making this movie intolerable.
Mm-hmm.
They've been in this business for so long that I can watch any movie with them and they're amazing.
They're really good actors.
They're really good.
I think it was the subject matter or how they told them to present it. I don't know.
They were
or maybe they were
young
kids.
in their acting careers, like their first big movie. So they're gonna suck. It was like almost Hilary Duff level bad acting. It was like, no offense, we love our girl, but she don't need to act.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, so I guess we got to check that out. I don't know if I want to torture myself with that, but yeah, I've heard comments that it's like missing the cocaine element.
Okay. Wait, what?
Like, dude, if you're gonna watch it, there's gonna be a spoiler right now, so just close your ears for a second. But apparently, Demi shows up at the end of the movie, and she's like acting all normal, like, "Hey guys, sup?" And they're like, "We're missing like the grinning from ear to ear."
You know what it is for Demi though? She cares too much about what other people think. So she's not going to bring, well, I don't know what the fucking character's name is, Archie back or whatever the fuck her name is.
I don't know her name.
It's something with a Y, I think.
A Y?
Wait, I don't know. At the end. I'm saying a Y at the end.
I'm like, Yolanda?
I could be completely wrong. But I don't think she cares too much, man.
Like,
There's
she
something
wouldn't
wrong.
do the coke bit? Is that what you're saying?
Like I don't even know if like Demi Lovato could act anymore. Like I don't even know that she could anyway back in the day. But like she would do like, you know, was it Sunny with a Chance? Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
And she was like a comedic actress, but I don't know that she could act today because I think she takes herself too fucking seriously. Didn't she try to she tried to like, I don't know, throw a fucking froyo place under the bus for saying that it had like a zero.
This was years ago.
Yeah, but
she was mad at the 0 calorie.
You think
froyo.
that Demi is gone?
I don't know. She's definitely got
She's on Ozempic now. She's a new bitch.
Yeah. How are you going to shame low calorie froyo but then get on Ozempic?
And be like, yeah, she was like almost like having a skinny menu is offensive and it makes me upset, but like she needs to be skinny in order to be happy. She's just one of those people.
So skip the froyo, but pass me the GLP-1.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
Yeah.
If that's how
it's
you
pretty
want to
fucking
be.
wild, but well, we hope this wasn't too boring.
Jesus.
It's
over, right? Yeah, we'll see you in 2 weeks. Sorry it was 3 this time.
Yeah, sorry guys. See you in 2 weeks.
Right.